Thanks, Julie. I just want to take a minute and talk about the coalition that we built, or that we put together with White Courts Matter Iowa. And this is to get everyone here who's here tonight, and to get people in Council Bluffs, Sioux City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, Davenport, and Waterloo, all 6 of Senator Grassley's offices around the state. This takes a large coalition of organizations and individuals. So we have Progress Iowa, Iowa Citizen Action Network, Sue Dinsdale's around here somewhere, Americans for Democratic Action, which is based in Waterloo, but it's a statewide organization, One Iowa, NARAL, Iowa Federation of Labor, AFSCME, ISEA. It goes on and on. It's a broad-based coalition of labor, environmental groups, legal, Planned Parenthood. Sorry, thank you. All kinds of different organizations working together to call on Senator Grassley to do his job and stop obstructing a hearing. I like to talk about numbers because Senator Grassley will push back and say that he is doing his job, that this isn't about politics, that he'll have a lot of different things to this, but numbers usually tell a pretty clear picture. And it's been 157 days since Justice Scalia passed away and started this and created this Supreme Court vacancy. Normally it takes 67 days for a Supreme Court nominee to be confirmed in modern nomination history. It has now been 125 days since Judge Garland was nominated by President Obama. 125 days without even a hearing scheduled by Senator Grassley, who's chair of the Judiciary Committee. 125 days, which is the longest that any nominee has waited in United States history for a confirmation vote, let alone a hearing. And that's a 100-year-old record that was set in 1916 when Woodrow Wilson nominated Louis Brandeis to the Supreme Court. So Senator Grassley is getting this dubious award for the world record holder of obstruction, because today he and his colleagues in the Senate have set a new record for making a Supreme Court nominee wait. Now, a few other numbers. 0. That's the number of times that a nominee has ever been refused a hearing. This has never happened before. So when anyone tells you that this is politics as usual, both sides do it. This is just how the game is played. That is factually false. This has never happened. A Supreme Court nominee has never been refused a hearing in the Judiciary Committee. And that's what we're seeing. And the last time that a nominee was refused a vote was 1875. So we are in uncharted territory. And the big picture and the real reason that this is happening is the last number I'll give you, which is 173. There are 173 days left in President Obama's term. And it's our belief that they are attempting to run out the clock until the next president comes in office, Senator Grassley would like to see it to be Donald Trump, and nominate, and to allow him to nominate the next Supreme Court justice. But Iowans are fed up with this obstruction. We've seen what happens when the federal government shuts down because of Senator Ted Cruz and the Tea Party in the U.S. Senate. And this is a government shutdown of our judicial system. That is what is happening because of this unprecedented obstruction.
And it hasn't been shut down because they actually had a hearing on a circuit court judge just this week.
Right. So they still can have this hearing.
They still actually know how to do it.
Right. They can hold this hearing. They have the ability to hold these hearings. Senator Grassley could decide to do this. it's up to him as the chair of the committee to hold a hearing, to hold a vote. And our message from the beginning has been very simple, that if he decides to vote against the nominee, then at least hold a hearing and have that vote, and let the senators, let Judge Garland air out his record in front of the committee in a hearing setting, and let the senators have a vote on this. Don't just shut down the democratic process. We're not telling him how to vote, although I have my own personal opinion on that. but we're not telling him how to vote. We're telling him to hold a vote and not obstruct this process. That is what doing his job means to us. Just not shutting down the democratic process. So I want to thank you all for coming and being here and lending your voice to this effort. A few other numbers to throw out there. We've had more than 10,000 people sign a petition at grassleydoyourjob.com calling them to hold hearings. We've delivered, I think, almost 40,000 copies of the Constitution, reminding him of his constitutional obligation to his officers around the state. We've held, probably 24 rallies and demonstrations like this.
Pipes.
All across the state, yes. So last year, Senator Grassley was criticized by one of his colleagues on the floor of the Senate. He fired back with some false information and told him to put that in his pipe and smoke it. So we didn't think that was necessarily appropriate, so we delivered toy pipes to his offices. So there's a lot going on, and if I know there's a sign-up sheet going around, and I think most of you, you're getting our information, but keep your eye out for more opportunities to take action, because this is not, unfortunately, we don't think he's going to just wake up tomorrow and hold a hearing. So this is not the end. This is still, we are still very much involved in this fight until a hearing is held. So we will keep at it. We will keep pushing this issue. I want to thank you all for coming. And we have been doing this at all of these demonstrations. If there is anyone else who wants to speak, you're able to do so.
Of course.
So, yes.